The Forgotten Rebellion, how the Paris Commune terrified the world in 1871. Paris was burning, not from foreign armies, but from within. Men and women, side by side, built barricades from cobblestones. Churches rang not with hymns, but with gunfire. And for 72 days, the poor and the working class seized control of one of the world's greatest cities and declared it theirs. This wasn't a riot. This was a revolution. But by the end, tens of thousands would be dead. Entire neighborhoods reduced to ash. And the dream of a people's republic buried in blood and silence. This is the story of the Paris Commune, a forgotten uprising that terrified kings, inspired generations, and changed the very idea of power. The year is 1871. France is broken, humiliated by defeat in the Franco-Prussian War. Paris, proud, defiant Paris, is now under siege. Not by Prussians anymore, but by its own government. A brutal winter settles in. The wealthy flee to Versailles. The poor are left behind in a starving city, eating rats to survive. And then, something extraordinary happens. The people rise. On March 18th, the French army tries to seize cannons from the working class district of Montmartre. But the citizens, many of them women, surround the soldiers. The general gives the order to fire. The soldiers refuse. Instead, they turn their guns on their own commanders. The generals are executed. The army flees. Paris is free. Not because it was conquered, but because the people simply said, no more. What follows is unlike anything the modern world had seen. No kings, no priests, no bosses. A new government is declared, the Commune, elected by workers for workers. For the first time in history, a major capital is run not by elites but by laborers, artists, teachers, bakers, soldiers. Rent is abolished. Night work in bakeries banned. Factories abandoned by owners, handed over to workers to run themselves. Education made free and secular, church and state separated. It is radical, it is dangerous, and it terrifies the world. Across Europe, monarchs tremble. If this can happen in Paris, the beating heart of Europe, what stops it from spreading? Karl Marx, watching from London, calls the Commune the greatest political experiment of the century. For him, this is the future. Workers seizing the state not through reform, but through revolt. But even revolutions are fragile. The Commune was brave, but it was isolated. France's official government, now exiled in Versailles, begins planning its return with vengeance in its heart. Inside Paris, the Commune struggles with internal divisions. Some want more radical action. Others fear civil war. They form militias. They raise red flags. But outside the city, an army is gathering. By May, the walls of Paris echo once more with cannon fire. Versailles forces storm the city in what will become known as La Semaine Sanglante, the Bloody Week. The battle is house to house, street by street. The Communards fight with whatever they have, rifles, bricks, their bare hands. But the government has artillery, discipline, ruthlessness, and no mercy. Women who took up arms are branded pétroleuses, accused of setting the city on fire. Entire families are dragged into the streets and executed. The walls of the Père Lachaise cemetery become a firing line. In just 7 days, over 20,000 Parisians are killed. The Seine runs red. The Commune is crushed, and yet it never truly died. For decades, the memory of the Commune was banned in France. Books were burned, songs were outlawed. Even saying its name could get you arrested. But in the shadows, it lived on. Artists painted it. Writers like Victor Hugo mourned it. Revolutionaries carried its torch. From Russia to Cuba, from Barcelona to Beijing, the Commune had failed, but it had shown something no ruler could unsee. That ordinary people, even the poorest, could govern themselves. The red flags it raised would fly again in revolutions around the globe. Its spirit whispered in union halls, echoed in protest chants, lived on in every challenge to injustice. And in modern Paris, on quiet streets once soaked in blood, tiny plaques mark the sites of battles long forgotten. But if you listen, really listen, the stones still speak. They speak of courage, of loss, of fire. They remind us that history is not made by kings or presidents, but by those who dare to dream in the darkest of times. The Commune lasted just 72 days, but those days shook the world. Because for once the people were not ruled. They ruled, and though they were silenced with bullets, their idea still lives.